What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. In the last episode, we escorted Scrapper all the way to the top of Elden Volcano. That way he could drop a ton of water inside that frog's mouth and extinguish the flames blocking the entrance to the next temple. So, what do you say we head inside? Okay, so here we are inside the Fire Sanctuary. Now, here is the thing, at least in my opinion, the Fire Sanctuary is a very forgettable temple. And I don't mean that in like a bad way, because I actually do like the overall design elements inside this temple. It's just that it's one of those temples that I sort of forgot about until I went inside it. You know, like when I was practicing this for this recording session, it wasn't until I was like halfway through the temple where I was like, oh, you know, it's that temple. You know, sort of had that realization of where I was and what I was doing. So I kind of forgot about it since like the last time I played this game. And I know that was a long time ago, but still, a majority of the temples I did remember, except for this one. So I would say it's pretty forgettable. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that someone in the comments told me that, yeah, when you're charging up your bow, you can actually use the C button on the nunchuck and press that, then yank the nunchuck back to charge up your bow, like, instantly instead of, you know, pressing A and waiting for the bow to charge normally. I had totally forgotten about that, so thank you so much for letting me know, because I will definitely try to make more use of that now to save myself just a little bit of time. And wow, I totally missed all of those drops right there, but I guess that's what I get for killing those enemies so quickly. You do actually want to kill all the enemies in this room, so let's take care of this last guy, and that should unlock that gate, allowing us access to this very first chest. So what do you say we pop this bad boy open and see what's inside? This is the first small key of the temple, so not bad, and that's exactly what we need to get out of this first room. So let's jump down, and hey, check it out, it's another one of those Mogmas. Ho ho ho, ah, the exit at last. Whoa, don't scare me like that. I thought you were one of those monster creeps. Oh hey, what's this? You got yourself a swanky pair of digging mitts, don't you? Who are you anyway? What you doing here? I'm on a quest. I get you. Huh? Me? Oh yeah, the name's Gold. I'm the big boss of the Mogmas. Those digging mitts you got right there, I invented them. Hehehe. No offense, pal, but you don't look like the kind of guy I'd send in here on a treasure hunting mission. But what do I know? You might just surprise me. So, here's the deal. Word in the tunnel is there's a huge treasure hidden in these here ruins. But nobody who's ever seen it has come back to tell the tale. Countless treasure hunters have disappeared in here. Poof! Gone. As a treasure digger, I gotta warn you to just turn around and enjoy the many peaceful years of digging left to you, but you're gonna do this no matter what I say, aren't ya? Yeah, pretty much. Alright then, I'm gonna let you in on an ancient treasure hunting legend passed down among generations of Mogmas. Every Mogma worth a handful of dirt knows this one. Here we go. Ye who seeks the entrance to the king's treasure, look for the two statues that face one another. Show your bravery and jump into the mouth of the sleeping statue. Do this and the path will open before you. You remember all that and you're golden. Alright, thanks, buddy. Some of my guys are searching around here for the treasure. If you get lost, holler at one of them. Alright, will do. See, the Mogmas are pretty nice guys once you get them talking. Alright, so now that that is out of the way, let's head to the outside section of this temple. And honestly, this is like my favorite part of the temple just because it looks really stinking cool. Like, this entire temple sort of gives off that, ancient Chinese architecture sort of vibe. Like, I don't know, whenever I run through here, I sort of think of, Chinese New Year, like, with all those dragons running around and stuff like that. It's a really cool vibe, and I kind of like the overall design of this temple, as I said before. Anyways, let's, get rid of these guys. Not really sure why there's a captain here, considering when he calls for reinforcements, nothing is going to happen since, like, we're inside a temple in, like, a very enclosed environment, so, yeah, not really gonna do much. Anyway, so there is a chest over here, so let's pop this open and get ourselves 20 rupees. I mean, not really necessary, but hey, it's 20 bucks, so I'm not gonna turn that down. And now we can make our way to the right and start making some more progress. So here's the thing, we're going to be coming back to this area a little bit later on, but right inside this giant, like, enclosure is a lava monster. Like, it's running around the floor right now. So what you want to do is jump down here and immediately step on this rock platform, because that lava monster is actually a giant hand and it will try and attack you, but if you're standing on one of those rocks, it'll actually lift you up to another area of, like, this room. So keep that in mind, because we will see a couple of those later on and need to make use of them. We actually can kill them, but we don't get the opportunity to do that until a little bit later on in the temple, so we're not going to worry about that right now. Instead, let's focus on getting rid of these other enemies inside this room. I'm not too sure they could hit me while I'm trying to cross the vines that I need to get across, but might as well be safe and not sorry. So we'll get rid of these guys and then we'll go across the vines. Alright, so we should be good now. Anyways, by the way, before I went inside this temple, my quiver was completely empty, so I did need to go around and look for some arrows, because arrows are super important. But while I was maxing out my quiver, I did collect a few items, so whoever's, like, counting those in the comments, whenever that menu pops up, you probably will need to make some adjustments, and I apologize about that. Anyways, if we dig up this section of dirt, you'll notice, yeah, it's another one of those holes that you can go down in. Of course, we don't have that ability yet, so we'll be coming back for that a little bit later. For now, let's just move on and take on one of the first mini-bosses of this temple. So, check it out, guys. We're going to be fighting a Dark Lizalfo. It's really not all that different than a normal Lizalfo fight. It's just that these guys, if you mess up the attack like that and accidentally hit their giant metal arm, they will do sort of a special parry attack that you can dodge. It's just very hard to do so. And I think they might deal, like, maybe some more damage. It's just that you pretty much fight them the exact same way, so they do go down pretty quickly, as long as you pay attention and make sure all your attacks do make contact with them and not, like, their shielded metal arm. But okay, now that that is done, we can just move on through. Like, I know I kind of overhyped that fight. It really wasn't all that difficult. By the way, that gate and, like, button that I just showed off, those are shortcuts that we can create later on in the temple, and we will be making use of those just to backtrack to this area later on. For now, though, let's try and get rid of, like, all the enemies in this room. You don't really have to, but it does make getting through here a little bit easier, since we are going to have to ride, like, something through the lava in this room. So might as well clear out the enemies just so we don't need to worry about, like, dodging their attacks as we're sort of riding that stone inside the lava. And hello there, I see you. Let me get rid of this last guy, and then we should be in the clear. Alright, so now what you want to do is grab your beetle and shoot it right up into the air, because to the right of us is actually a little tiny tunnel with some bomb flowers that we need. So we're going to take this bomb flower and we're actually going to crash it right into this weird looking dragon face, because there's some rocks in there clogging the flow of lava. So if we blow those rocks up, the flow of lava will continue past this bridge and into this area. So now the lava is flowing, so when we shoot that plant, the rock will land in the lava and then get pushed by the flow of the lava and lead us to the edge of the room. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. So let's shoot this and create ourselves a nice little platform. This kind of does remind me of, like, Dragon Roost Cavern in The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and I guess that's one of the things I like about this temple, just because it shares some similarity with Wind Waker, and, you know, Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda game. Alright, so that door is locked, so we can't go through there. Instead, let's head through this door and see what's waiting for us on the other side. And hey, check it out, it's another Mogma. How did you get yourself up there? That stuff looks hot. I wouldn't mind a little hot bath for my sore shoulders, but this is too much. What do we got here? Another new guard. Ha! You can't break me with interrogation, son. You'll never make me talk. I'm not some sideshow for you to gawk at. Get lost. Shoo now. Alright, well, apparently he thinks we're one of the bad guys, so I guess we should leave him be for right now, considering there's really no way that we can get him down. Alright, so this hot, like, chunk of rock on the floor, there's actually two ways we can deal with it. We could, like, hookshot across to where the chest is, or you could use your gust bellows to completely blow it away. Usually I recommend using the gust bellows just because it gets rid of it completely, instead of, like, using the hookshot to just cross over it once. Anyways, inside this chest we got ourselves a small key, so now we can unlock that locked door that we saw in the previous room, and since really there's nothing we can do in this room right now, might as well go and do that. But don't worry guys, we'll be coming back for that Mogma a little bit later on. Like, I know right now he thinks we're one of the bad guys, but that's no reason to leave him hanging, like, quite literally, so we'll come back and help him out later on. Anyways, this room's actually pretty interesting. So we have a ton of these, like, weird spiky plants. In fact, if we even walk up to these things, we will take, like, a quarter heart of damage. So I do recommend using your sword to cut them down. That way you can walk past them. But, yeah, they're actually the same, like, water fruit. So when you attack them, they turn to those weird, like, water droplets and then sort of crash down on the ground and splash water everywhere. You might not think that's too useful, but there is something else we can do with these things, and I'm going to show off what that is right over here. So you'll notice that there's another one of those thirsty frog things, and there just happens to be one of those weird plants right here. So if we stab it, yeah, it actually gets attached to our sword, and now we can target the thirsty frog, swing our sword, and throw it right on top of the frog, giving it enough water to extinguish the flames. So pretty cool little puzzle, and I like how they make use of the plants in, like, different ways inside this temple. Anyways, let's open up this chest and see what's inside. So we got ourselves a monster horn. Not bad at all. It's funny how, like, I've already done a majority of my upgrading, so I really don't need a lot of these items, but I'm still, like, going out of my way to pick them up anyways, just because I kind of want to. Alright, so let's try and make quick work of all these enemies. And oh no! I got cursed. Aw, crap. That's not good. Actually, you know what? I don't even think we need to fight these guys. So, yeah, screw that. We're just going to move on to the next room and completely ignore them. So, smell you later, guys. Unfortunately for us, we were out of the heat, and now we're into the fire because we've got sort of like another mini-boss, if you will. Like, now there's two of those weird lava hand monsters that I was talking about earlier on, but now we do have a way to defeat them because right up here are those same exact water plants. So which one do? Stab one, get out on your sword, run down into the central arena, and now wait for those hands to pop up. And what you can do is actually fling one of the water bulbs at the hand, which sort of like turns into stone. Then you can easily just break it apart by hitting it with your sword. So yeah, just rinse and repeat that process for both of these lava hands, and that's really all there is to fighting them. That's exactly how we're going to defeat the one way back at the beginning of this temple. The reason why we couldn't defeat it back then was because there were no, like, water plants for us to make use of, but now since we're going to sort of like backtrack into that area from a different section of the temple, we'll be able to find some of those plants that we can use. But there we go. Yeah, defeating them does also cause the lava to sink back down, which is kind of nice. Hey! I was watching you, pal. You really sucked into those lava thingers. Amazing stuff. And if you don't mind doing one more thing while you're at it, how about getting me down from here? Oh, yeah, well, I guess someone has changed their opinion about me. So I suppose, like, watching us defeat those lava monsters has made him realize that, yeah, we're one of the good guys. So I suppose we should help him out. So we'll pull this lever, and that will lower him down. In doing so, will actually grant us a new item. Oh yeah, I'm saved! I don't know who you are or where you're from, but I owe you big time. Are you here looking for treasure too? Yeah, sure. Haha, you were totally caught up in that too, pal. I can see it on your face. You're here because of the Legend of the Sleeping Statue, right? But those are some busted old digging mitts. You can't go using them for treasure hunting. I got it. As thanks, I'm gonna give you a replacement pair for my secret stash. Don't you go nowhere. Alright, sounds good. So yeah, it's more of an upgrade rather than a new item. All yours. They've been in a buried treasure chest, so they ain't dirty or anything. Now, these ain't the kind of thing that you can easily get your hands on just anywhere, so take good care of them. Right then, I'm out of here. So long. Alright, see you later, pal. So, let's open up this chest and get ourselves a new, fancier pair of digging mitts. These are the Mogma mitts, so with these, now we can dig holes, but we can also burrow our way under the ground, which is pretty awesome. So, what do you say we give that a try? You'll notice like there's several dirt patches here, and one of them will actually allow us to access this room. So, let's head over here and burrow down under the ground. And this sort of like activates this weird top-down perspective, sort of mini-game-like thing. Hey, pal. How are those mitts treating ya? If you want to get a good look above ground, try pressing Z. Got it? Press Z to see above ground. Don't you go forgetting it. Yeah, so if you want to see where you are, you can press Z, and that sort of like gives you an overlay of what's directly above you, so pretty useful. You can also like hit bombs while underneath ground and break these small boulders. Now you cannot break the like wooden and steel boxes with just your bare mitts, so that's exactly why you need the bombs. Anyways, though, now that we got all those rupees, even though we don't really particularly need them, I suppose we can just go and make our way out of here. Now, think of the bombs like how the bombs work in Bomberman. So when you set them off, all you can do is push them, and you don't want to be anywhere near them when they explode. So chances are you'll probably want to take like an alternate path around the bombs when you see them, or activate them and then very quickly push them out of the way. That way you're not stuck in the blast radius when you're inside those tunnels. Now, these burrows do offer some interesting puzzles and, you know, new dimensions to some of the temples. Like, for instance, there's a gate, like, right above us. Well, that gate is blocking our path, so we can burrow underground and, find this switch that if we hit, will actually move the gate over to a different area, allowing us to walk through there, you know, like, above the temple. So, it adds, like, a whole different dimension to these temples now. And, now you're not only going to want to, like, think of what's directly in front of you, but what could potentially be below you, and look for like various different areas that you can dig underground. So keep all that in mind as you're going through the rest of this temple. Alright, so, ooh, holy crap, I don't want to deal with those guys just yet. Let me get rid of the captain over here, and, now I can probably use my bow to take these guys out. So let me try and, not grab my bombs. What am I doing, man? Let me grab my bow. There we go. Just sort of had like a brain fart and like pressed the completely wrong button, but we're back now, so let me just quickly get rid of these 3 archers, and then we'll be good. Even though I'm not really going across there just yet, because this pathway will actually take us to the very first shortcut that we can use to go back to like the beginning of the temple. But I did want to clear that out just because we'll be going back down there later on. So first things first, let's backtrack, because, like I said, there were a couple of things that we need to go back and do in, this particular room. So, first things first, now that we can burrow underground, let's do that over here. That way we can sort of activate, the switch underground and move this gate. So, I'm pretty sure it's off to, like, the right, and then all the way up here. Yeah, there it is. So we'll just smack that, and boom, there we go. The gate has been moved, and we can go to the other side. And honestly, if I was not trying to 100% complete this game, I probably wouldn't even recommend doing this, because we're doing this for one particular item. Like, in any other Zelda game besides Skyward Sword, this would be a worthwhile item, but, just due to, like, the inventory system of Skyward Sword, right now we have, like, the most amount of that item that really we want to carry anyways, so it's not exactly the most useful thing in the world. But, yeah, we did all that just so we could create that alternate path. That way we could grab one of those, water fruits, freeze this monster, or I guess, like, turn him to stone, and then get rid of him, because, again, once you defeat the lava monsters, the lava in that room will sort of go away, allowing us access to whatever we're going to find down this corridor. So, let's just follow it down, and it's going to lead us right to a hidden treasure chest that's sort of out of the way. You probably wouldn't even know this was here until, like, after you'd gotten the map from this temple, but I already knew it was here, so we're just going to get it now, and inside is an empty bottle. Now, empty bottles normally are really, really useful, but, yeah, our pouch is full, so this one's actually going off to item check, and I suppose, like, later on down the line, I probably could make use and room for that empty bottle by, getting rid of, like, one of my treasure medals or something like that, but like I said, guys, empty bottles, they really don't have a whole lot of use in this particular Zelda title, because usually mine are either empty, or I have, like, fairies inside them that I'll never use, or potions that I don't really use, so I don't know, like, there are some use for the empty bottles, but you don't really need all of them, so if I wasn't 100% in the game, I probably wouldn't even go after that one. Anyways, though, I think this is a good place to end off this video, so if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.